Hey guys, Rye Guy here. I'm going to do a really quick update of something that I'm working on right now. Currently, is I took a few days off from singing, and I noticed when I do that, when I get back, I lose that laser beam, that focus that we were talking about, and I add a little too much strain to my voice. And the way that I can actually get my voice to come back, believe it or not, is to you start small, but it is screaming. That actually does help me get my coordination back because it kind of like adds this muscle from down here, takes a strain out of here. Starting in a nice small focused voice, and just you add a little bit, and then a little bit, and then a little bit, and a little bit until it just becomes a full scream. After a full warm up, my voice is in the right place. I feel very comfortable here, and I'm not going to push too much. An A above middle C. That's going to be the main exercise, and I do it on a mum. And the reason I do it on a mum is it mum kind of brings my larynx down low, but really it just kind of like stabilizes it in the right area. That you kind of lean into the mum. And I'm going to add a little bit and a little bit and a little bit until I go full scream. And then we go back. Yeah! You can add just that little bit of false chord, that pressure that we're using, that tension down here, the air pressure, like we were talking about, that focus is going to be so close to the same as just singing a nice clean note here to adding a little bit of heat up here and even a full scream. It's all going to be the same up here. So it's learning how to just switch that on just a little bit, because what happens is if you oversing or you over scream, it not only sounds bad, but you blow your voice out. It's kind of amazing that what sounds bad is bad for your voice. I love that. I love that. That was something that I learned so late in my singing career. Obviously, we're not talking about, opera or light, fluffy singing. We're talking about screaming here. My favorite screams are the ones now that I can tell sound good. Deftones, when Zach De La Rocha from Rage Against the Machine screams. Those are my favorite. And there's so much because it's all coming from here. That anger, that passion is coming from right here and not right here. Those are my favorite. I'm going to show you the same exercise. So that's what I do. I go ma 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 and just add a little bit on. So now I'm gonna bring you up to a D. I go all the way up and all the way back down once I'm warmed up. I'm gonna bring you up to a D. Now what happens is the higher your voice goes, the less of your vocal cords are actually touching. So it's a little bit, it's kind of like that. Your vocal cords are touching and touching and touching, and then the higher note is right here. Then if you split into falsetto, it goes, and your voice kind of like breaks apart a little bit. So we're talking about that kind of coordination, and even that little bit of rasp, right? You can get light. So with that much of your vocal folds touching, you don't need to add much air, and you don't need to add much false chord to add heat. Or if you're going to stay in that pitch area, even if you go for a full-on scream, it doesn't need to be added that much more. So you really need to feel this finite note to scream and where you want to sit in between and how easy it is and how similar it is, instead of hearing them as two different things. A lot of people hear the note and then they hear the scream, or they hear the head voice and then the mid voice and then the mixed voice, and then it's kind of louder now and then it's a full-on scream. These are not different stages, guys. It's so similar, and it's all coming from right here. And if the more you want to add, the more it comes from here, and just keep it out of here. So if I go up to this high D, ma, 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 yeah! I can drill into that, and it's almost the same as the very first note. That very first clean, precise attack when your vocal cords go ma, touching just ever so slightly. So I want you guys, as this exercise for you guys, how wherever your range is comfortably, how little you have to do to go from note to scream. And if you listen to guys like, um, like the guy from Deftones, even any of the metal guys from the '80s, Robert Plant, even you can, if you really really train your ear to listen how closely their head voice is to their scream, and that's impossible if you're and just giving everything out at once. It's concentrated, it's small, and it's the slightest change. All right, guys, that helped me out so much. I hope it helps you guys out. Have a great one, and I'll see you soon.